Okay, we are going to get started with our 8 into 9 presentation. I am Dr. Gazone, and I am the extremely proud principal in my 6th year of Wantagh High School. I always like to get a feel for the room for my 8 into 9 families. So just quick, raise a hand. Who's coming to the high school for the first time? All right. For those who can't see, about half the auditoriums we have parents from 8 into 9. About half. That's right. We're packed. We're packed tonight. And I wish I actually had the ability from home to get like with the thumbs up emojis, so I could count how many people are streaming that are first-time parents with thumbs up emojis. But we don't have that capability yet. Maybe we'll work on that. Yeah, look, I hope everyone had an excellent vacation. Happy New Year to everyone. We like doing the 8 into 9 last because we like to make sure that we give you guys the attention that you need. We want to offer as much time for questions as necessary. Coming into the high school is I know it's very nerve-wracking, right? It's very nerve-wracking when you haven't had a child here before. It's also very nerve-wracking as parents, right? Your kids in middle school right now, they're the kings of the castle, grade 8. You know, they're doing whatever they're doing, and then all of a sudden, a little fish in a big pond at the high school. Although we're connected by a bridge, and they've probably been in the high school already. If I had to describe the best characteristic of Wantagh High School in my time here, or the attribute that stands out the most, I would describe it as caring. Our teachers care so much. Our clerical care so much. Our food service workers care. Our security guards care. Our administrators care. It is such a welcoming place. Your kids are in good hands, and I promise by the time they leave high school, they're going to look back and they're going to say, "Wow, what an experience I had." And it's not going to be because of the cool projects they did in all the classes, but because of how our staff has made them feel. And I just like sharing that because it makes me feel good that I know that's how our kids feel, because they tell me. And on the last day of high school when they leave, there's tears all over the place. And they're all crying because it's over. No, we're just getting started. I just like sharing that. Okay, so just quickly on this slide, this is our members of our administrative team. I can't share how fortunate I feel to be part of this team. They're a great group of leaders. We meet daily, we talk daily, and we're always, we don't let good be the enemy of great, right? We always try to move forward, and sometimes it ends up with some heated debates, but that's good, right? That's what we want. And at the end of the day, every debate is always rooted in what's best for kids, for your children, right? We're advocating what's best for children, and that's what I love being part of this team. Every single one of these directors, they're accessible. If you need something, just email them, and they'll get back to you, and you're going to hear from them tonight. Now, I'm a numbers guy, if you couldn't tell, but I'm not going to go through all this data and stats. And by the way, this is being live streamed, so don't feel like you need to take a lot of notes. It is being recorded, and it's being live streamed, and it's being recorded. So at the end of the night, it will be up on the district YouTube page. You can always come back to this presentation and rewatch it should you want to. But I'm only going to focus on 3 pieces here. The one piece I'm going to focus on is the bottom left, and that's 95% of our students in the class of 2025 were enrolled in at least one college level or advanced placement class. That's an extraordinary number, right? 95% of our kids had the opportunity to experience a course with rigor at the college or AP level. Think about that, 95%, that's tremendous. And we're proud of that, because you know what, even if it's a child that took one, they found that class, right? Either with discussions with the teacher, or the discussions with the counselors, or with administrators, family. They found that class that was a college AP level course that they felt connected to, and they wanted to challenge themselves at a high level. We have over 50 AP and college level courses, and I assure you, there's at least one for every child to take in their time here at Wantagh High School. The second pieces of data that I like to talk about is in the bottom right, in that box. And that's that 95% of our students return for a second year of college, when the national average is 78%. And then 80% of our students complete a degree within 6 years, where the national average is 64%. That's a tremendous difference. And when you look at the numbers, right, it's like 17% difference and then 16% difference with the national average. But when you look at the odds, when you calculate odds, this means by your child being in Wantagh High School, they're 20% more likely to do both those things than the average high school student in this country. That's something that I'm proud of. As a community, you should be proud of it. And I like to highlight those numbers because I think any district could really say, hey, we have a 9% graduation rate for high school. Which I'm very thrilled with, by the way. We could also say our kids all go to great colleges, which is great. But what do they do when they leave, right? Are they completing their degrees? Are they achieving what we hope for them to achieve? And this is just a small snapshot. We have kids that go into the trades and technical centers and the military, and they go to work, and they do great things too. This is just what I had data on. With that, I'm going to introduce Dr. Whitman. He's going to speak, just share some information with you guys.
Thank you, Dr. Gazzone. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you coming out tonight. I know it's a little cold out there. I'd like to highlight this slide here, which is our weighting policy. And again, to reiterate some of the things Dr. Gazzone was talking about, we do push kids to take higher level courses here. We want them to challenge themselves. We want them to experience the rigor. And prepare them for life outside of Wantagh High School when they go to the college level. So in doing so, as he said, we do offer a large variety of AP and college level courses. And because of that, those courses are weighted a little higher than some of the other courses that we offer here. So our advanced placement courses are the highest weighted courses we have. And then we lump our college level, our pre-AP and honors courses together because they are just a little step below a AP class, and then our Regents classes, which end in a Regents exam, are weighted a little less than that, and then our non-Regents courses have a flat rating of a weighting of 1.0. And the reason why we do that is because we want our students to challenge themselves, and when they get their transcript at the end of their career here, some colleges look at a weighted average. But overall, they really do look to see how hard did the child challenge themselves in their 4 years in high school. So that is the thing that we try to challenge all our students to do. Take the most rigorous course load you can to prepare yourself for life outside of Wantagh High School. One other thing we're really proud of is every year we're constantly looking at our course catalog, and we're always looking at some courses that we have that might be outdated, or we might have some courses that we feel would really strengthen our course load here. And so this year we're proud of the fact that we're bringing in a couple of new courses in the performing and media arts. We already have a broadcasting course that we run now, so next year we're going to run a second one with a little different pathway there of sports broadcasting. And then at the same time, we're going to be offering Mastering the Actor's Craft and a playwriting and performance class, which is part of our wonderful performing and media arts department that we started here. And in the same vein of what I was saying before, we decided to change a few things in our social studies department, where in the past we used to offer a standalone AP government class, which is a semester course, and college level or Regents level economics. Now we want to challenge the students a little more, so we combined the course, full year course of AP government, AP macroeconomics, and that's an alternative for students when they get into the 12th grade. We want to make sure that we know we're constantly updating our programs based on the needs and the interests of our students. And so that over the years, there have been plenty of revisions to our course catalog, so we're providing children with the best experience possible. The other thing I try to emphasize all the time, I have Dr. Gazzone, Mr. Pappas, myself, we have conversations with students all the time. You're going to be in this building for 4 years. Getting involved is hugely important, okay? So we offer a tremendous amount of interscholastic athletics. We offer, as you can see on this list here, a tremendous number of clubs and other co-curricular activities. We want students to be here and enjoy everything they can do, and we want them to be able to make friends. We want them to be part of a team. We want them to be part of the theater. We want them to be part of the music ensembles, all those things that we offer here. That is what is an enriching experience for students here at Wantagh High School. And so we encourage students all the time. If you get involved, you're going to make friends, you're going to be part of something very special, and you're going to make lasting memories. So we want students to really take advantage of all these things we offer here. Obviously, I'm not going to go through all of them, but as you can see from that list, it is a plethora of things for children to do so they can have a wonderful experience in their 4 years here at Wantagh High School. And the other thing that we're really proud of is that we have a tremendous number of students who get involved in our honor societies because of the way in which they perform academically here at the school. We're proud here that Wantagh is able to recognize those students who achieve at the highest level through our many different honor societies. And we like to recognize their high academic achievement and leadership, as well as some department-specific honor societies that recognize students who excel in a specific academic discipline. So that is something students can look forward to as they move along in their career. You'll get information about that as you go along when the opportunity arises for them to apply for and become part of those honor societies. It is something that goes on their transcript. Many of them get a little seal on their diploma, and it shows that they really worked hard and strive for greatness here at Wantagh High School. At this moment, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend, Ms. Julie Rossley, who is our Director of Humanities.
Hi, good evening. My name is Dr. Julie Rossley, and I'm the Director of Humanities for the Wantagh School District. I'd like to take this opportunity to share with you some information about Wantagh High School's humanities programs. The teachers in the English and reading departments of Wantagh High School seek to enhance students' reading, writing, speaking, and listening skills to further their appreciation and understanding of literature and communication. We encourage students to think critically and creatively by exploring a variety of authors, genres, and mediums, and by challenging each learner to read, analyze, and discuss the words of others. To meet the New York State graduation requirements, all students are required to enroll in a 4-year sequence in English and to pass the English Regents exam, which is given in January of a student's 11th grade year. As freshmen, students may take either English 9R or English 9 Honors. Each of these courses builds off of the reading and writing skills taught in 8th grade. Additionally, students may enroll in semester-long English electives as well as support classes to strengthen their reading fluency, comprehension, and writing skills. As you can see from this flowchart, students are not tracked in English, so they may choose to move from Regents level to Honors level or vice versa from year to year. This flexibility holds true in social studies and world languages as well. Please be aware that the rigor of each level increases or decreases substantially based on the level your child enrolls in. If you have any questions about leveling, please feel free to speak with your child's teacher or with me. The goal of the Wantagh High School Social Studies Department is to prepare students for college, careers, and civic life with courses that are rigorous and aligned to the New York State learning standards for social studies. Social studies is intended to promote civic competence through the integrated study of social sciences and humanities. Social studies is intended to also help young people develop the ability to make informed and reasoned decisions for the public good as citizens of a culturally diverse, democratic society in an independent world. To meet the New York State graduation requirements, all students are required to enroll in a 4-year sequence in social studies. That sequence is Global History 1 or Pre-AP World History and Geography in 9th grade, Global History 2, AP World History Modern or AP European History in 10th grade, U.S. History in 11th grade, AP or Regents level, and Government and Economics in 12th grade. There are Social Studies Regents exams in 10th and 11th grades. These exams correlate with the materials taught in those courses. Wantagh High School takes pride in its philosophy and practice of challenging students intellectually in an academically stimulating environment. With that in mind, the Social Studies Department offers a 4-year sequence of AP offerings for students who wish to challenge themselves throughout their high school careers. When students enter the high school, they will continue their coursework with a target language selected in 6th grade. Throughout the 4 years of high school in World Language Study, each student has the opportunity to enroll in Regents, Honors, College, or AP level courses, depending on the student's grade level and if the student meets the entry criteria for each of these courses. In each of the world language courses, students engage in learning new vocabulary, conjugating verbs, discovering cultural similarities and differences, and understanding diversity. As 9th and 10th graders, students prepare for the Checkpoint B exam, which is administered during finals weeks in June of the student's 10th grade year. For those students who enroll in our E&L program, they can receive core content instruction, as well as English language development instruction to enrich the communication and comprehension. Should you have any questions about any of the courses or opportunities I have highlighted this evening, you may consult the curriculum guide, or please feel free to contact me. At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Christine Gill, the Director of STEM.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Christine Gill. I'm the Director of STEM here. Unlike Dr. Gazzone, I've been here for only 6 months. However, I can reiterate the fact that this school district truly puts students first, and so I thought it'd be important for me to recognize the fact that you chose a great town to reside in and raise your children in, and that's a good way to start my spiel on science and math and technology. As for the science department, our vision is to help students make sense of the world, one phenomenon at a time, through questioning, exploring, gathering evidence, and reasoning. We do this process through perseverance, critical thinking, investigative skills, and real-world application. The classrooms emphasize a hands-on, minds-on approach to learning science. It's important to recognize that our 4 science Regents courses are fully aligned with the most up-to-date New York State science learning standards. There's been a big shift in science instruction coming from Albany, and this district has certainly taken that very seriously, so your students are in good hands when they enter into our science classrooms. Our curriculum truly is based on phenomena-based instruction, the science and engineering practices, disciplinary core ideas, and cross-cutting concepts, so that's exciting. Graduation requirement for science is 3 credits. However, we encourage our students to take 4 years of science to make sure that they are well-rounded when they move on to their next phase of life. For your students sitting here tonight, they're in a really wonderful place, entering into 9th grade with a Regents course in science already under their belt. At this point, your child's either enrolled in biology likely or Regents level Earth and Space. And so by 10th grade, they will have 2 Regents courses in science under their belt. So that's something that's very unique to Wantagh that we are proud of, and you should be proud of as well. All right, so this is our flow chart of opportunities here. Similar to what Dr. Rossley said regarding how fluid it is for students to get opportunities in advanced level courses and college level courses and in an honors course. We welcome students to achieve those rigorous courses, and it helps us that they take such rigorous courses starting in 8th grade. Moving on from 9th grade, which I spoke about before being either Earth and Space or biology, our students will progress into chemistry of some sort, whether it's matter and energy or a chemistry course, and then there's a variety of options as they get into 11th and 12th grade. We have a ton of APs, we have college level courses, and a lot of exciting electives, hands-on electives that are very interesting and exciting for students. So as you can see, we have truly have something for everybody here in the science world. Something else to talk about is our Science Research Academy. We had a separate entire evening informational session on the Science Research Academy that was live streamed as well, that you can access on our website. It's a YouTube link, but I will make sure to make that accessible to you once again when I send out the information regarding the beginning stages of recruiting our students for that program. But this is an exciting opportunity for kids that are interested in science research. It is a 4-year program that you must begin in the 9th grade year. It involves authentic research experiences. The students develop advanced research skills. They compete in local and regional and national recognized science competitions, and it's just a really cool and exciting thing for the kids to be part of. So if that's something that you think that your child would be interested in and you were not able to attend the informational meeting on that, I highly encourage you to watch that live stream video, which you will receive in a Parent Square message soon, or you can look on the website that's where it's already posted. And that would be an elective course for the science department, not take the place of one of the core science courses. Shifting gears to math, the vision of the math department is to embrace mathematics as a universal language built through practice, application, and connection, in which we focus on developing perseverance, critical thinking, problem solving, and a strong numerical literacy. All of our Regents level math courses are aligned and up to date to the New York State Next Generation Learning Standards, which is currently phasing into its final year in Algebra 2. And once again, similarly to the science department, the math teachers here are fully knowledgeable on that new shift and are teaching your children exactly what they need to know to be successful on those New York State Regents exams. Something a little unique also to Wantagh is that we offer a math lab at the Regents level for Algebra 1, geometry, and Algebra 2. So if your child is currently in the advanced Algebra 1 course, next year they would progress to geometry. If your child is currently in Math 8, next year they would advance to Algebra 1. And there is that option of that lab period for students that do need additional support. In this lab, we reinforce critical skills, we pre-teach, we reteach, and we target students for academic support. Students are required to attribute 3 math credits to graduate, but we again strongly encourage our students to take 4 years of math here. Once they progress past 9th grade in either algebra or geometry, they move on to Algebra 2 or an Algebra 2 course that has similar content to the Regents level. And then moving on from there, we have a variety of AP options, college level options, statistics options. The opportunities are endless in the math department. I also want to reiterate the opportunity for students to be able to come in and out of the honors program as they mature in their mathematical ability. So if a student is not tracked in 8th grade in an honors level Algebra 1, there's still opportunity for that child to go into an honors level as they progress. We recognize here in Wantagh that students mature at different ages and at different times, and we want to encourage them to continue to challenge themselves at every level. So if a student is doing really well in geometry, it's not off the table that they can go into Algebra 2 honors after that, which we can talk about down the road, but it's important for you to know that the opportunity is there. Moving on, before I move on to technology, I do want to talk about the technology in math instruction, which is the use of the Desmos graphing calculator. The Desmos graphing calculator is the most up-to-date version of a graphing calculator that we probably all here in this room use as a handheld, a Texas Instruments graphing calculator. This district is shifting to using the Desmos graphing calculator, which is on a Chromebook, and the reason for that is number one, it's just the latest and the greatest. It's the most up-to-date technology, but it's also embedded within the SATs, the AP exams in math, and it's utilized at the collegial level. So we want to make sure that we're preparing our students properly when they move on to those rigorous courses and post-secondary opportunities. The advantages of using this online platform is that it has a very intuitive design compared to the handheld calculator. It has dynamic visualizations, a greater speed and accuracy, and enhanced accessibility. So we're not totally done with those handheld calcs yet, but we are on our way to training our teachers and our students who actually very much enjoy the updated platform to become the most current we can possibly be. In terms of technology, our vision in the technology department is to balance theory and practical application through innovation, design, and problem solving. Students receive a strong foundation in our middle school program that they continue to embrace at the high school level with a variety of options. Our technology courses operate on an A/B cycle, which maximizes opportunities within our schedule. We have courses that run this year that will not run next year, but we have other opportunities for next year, and then so on. So it's definitely exciting to take a look at the opportunities that your children have when they enter into, for example, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade on that cyclical schedule. Our technology courses span engineering, computer science, and technical education. A unique feature of our program is that our DDP course fulfills the New York State art requirement, so that's providing flexibility and value to that course beyond technology. Across all of our technology courses, students gain this real-world application experience. For example, they're learning car care, they're learning interior and exterior construction, which is something that I'm sure we all could use a little more of to save on some bills in terms of home construction. So the kids are really doing a lot in these classrooms that will help them in their future, and they're learning some good problem-solving skills along the way. So in summary, the STEM department really offers a lot of opportunity for students to be successful post-secondary, but moving on from 8th to 9th grade, they're definitely in good hands. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email, phone call, or any of your teachers with questions. Have a good evening. Let me introduce the next presenter, which will be Miss Kelly Jones.
Good evening, everyone. So, right now we're going to start out with our performing and media arts, and I'm going to ask Dr. Rossley to come on up with me to first go through with our performing arts information.
Thank you very much. All right, so for students who are interested in our drama courses, we offer an A-year cycle and a B-year cycle. This year, currently, we are in our A-year cycle, and we're offering the Art of Improv and Directing and Design, 2 separate semester-based drama courses. For next year, we'll be offering Mastering the Actor's Craft and Playwriting and Performance. So if you have a child who's interested in taking some of our drama courses, again, we run an A-year cycle and a B-year cycle. So next year would be the B-year cycle. Your child could choose from 2 of those courses, and then the following year, take 2 other ones so that there is no repetition there. I'm going to jump down a little bit to one of the media arts classes. Intro to Podcasting is one of the courses that we offer, and you can see there's a whole gamut there, you know, in the sense that it's a variety of courses, and they all meet different needs and different interests. Intro to Podcasting is really for students who are interested in everything podcasting. They enjoy listening to podcasts, they enjoy making podcasts. Even if they've never tried doing that, it really reinforces their speaking skills, their listening skills, their interviewing skills. You know, they do some of these podcasts independently in the sense of when they're working behind the scenes creating, but a lot of it is done collectively in the sense of in small groups. So definitely a class to check out if you have a student who's interested in podcasting.
Thank you. So in the avenue of the performing arts, we have our theater courses, and then we also offer the opportunity for students to take dance. So all incoming 9th graders have the opportunity to take the choreography and dance class. And if they do those classes, you can see there in 11th to 12th grade, they're actually able then to move on to college level and earn SUNY credit for taking... Should I dance? No. So students are able to then take the college level choreography and dance through Nassau Community College and earn SUNY credit. So that's a great opportunity if you have a dance-minded student, but it also pairs nicely with our theater program, and it's a great class. We have an amazing studio upstairs with the dance floor, and the kids just have a great time. Going down to the media arts, we have our audio engineering class, which is a computer-based music creation class. They use state-of-the-art Apple computers with Pro Tools and really understand the process of creating original music. So the kids, it's all digital-based. So if you have a student who's home mixing different things or splicing different musics, they can take this course and really hone their skills and be working on actual industry quality hardware. And then, very excited, we have our Blueprint for Broadcasting class. This year is our inaugural broadcasting class. Students this year are learning how to actually run a newsroom. We have an incredible studio upstairs. We have, again, state-of-the-art equipment. We have huge cameras with the teleprompters. Students are learning how to do everything that goes into creating a newscast. We have kids on sound. We have kids on lights. We have kids on the teleprompter. We have students running the graphics. We have another one writing the scripts. We have the talent up, sitting at the desks doing the actual news. And then we have field reporters going out, making packages and creating all kinds of really incredible content for our community and our school. I encourage you to check out the YouTube channel that they've created. It's called Wantagh News. Go ahead and check out some of the things that they're working on. But eventually this class is leading to offering live morning announcements every day at the high school level. So because this was new, we got all the equipment and the kids are really learning and learning to manipulate all those things. But next year, it's really going to be hit the ground running and have our live broadcasts up and running every single morning here for our high school. And then, because we had such a great response to our blueprint for broadcasting, and Ms. Keynes came to me and said, we have all of this incredible sports stuff going on in our district, which we all know. Why not create a class that really hones in and uses our incredible broadcasting space and incorporates also our sports kids and those kids who are interested in the specifics of sports broadcasting. It's not going to be like the actual right out of the gate, going to the field and, doing a live ESPN thing, but that's the goal. We really wanted to have the students understand what it takes to create packages for newscasts. We wanted to have the kids understand what it is to take footage, to be able to edit that footage, create a package that is actually, a 1-minute clip of a game from the night before. So we're very excited. This is a new class, and that's going to be offered to 10th through 12th graders. So for next year, your students would be eligible to take that initial blueprint for broadcasting class. Okay. For 9th grade, our art, you know that New York State requires that all students have a full credit of music or art for their graduation requirement. So for 9th graders, you have 3 options. If you are an art path student, you have the studio and art, you have the project lead the way, and you have studio media art. Studio and art is the traditional fine art, drawing, painting, sketching, those kinds of activities. And then our studio and media art is all computer-based. Kids learn Photoshop, InDesign. They're in the lab, which we have a beautiful new Mac lab for students to use, and really just getting all of those elements and principles of design down so then they can go on and explore the incredible list. I mean, look at all those incredible art classes. We're just incredibly fortunate to have such a well-rounded, multifaceted, and many mediums for our students to experience in the arts. So, but for 9th grade, like I said, it's those foundational courses. It would be one of those 3 up there if you have the art-minded student. And for music, the majority of your students are probably enrolled in an 8th grade music class, whether it be band, chorus, or orchestra. The majority of our 9th graders go into that first row of classes, which would be concert band, chorale, and symphonic orchestra. But they do, obviously, and we encourage them to audition for our honors level courses. If you have that incredibly music-minded kid who they actually practice. They are really into their instrument and want to challenge themselves or vocally ready to really be pushed and have the most rigorous level of repertoire that they can have. We encourage them to audition for our honors level courses, which are open to 9th through 12th graders. So those auditions are taking place now. But again, we do have students who go from 9th grade, in 9th grade up to those honors level courses, but the majority of our students do go into those first 3 courses, concert band, chorale, and symphonic orchestra. Okay? And business education. So for 9th grade, we have our Foundations in Business course. This really is the course that the kids go into, and they are going to dabble in all of the avenues that we have up there in business. We have our general business, we have our information and technology, business administration, finance, and marketing. That Foundations course really gives them an overview of all the aspects of business and really allows them to kind of, perhaps hone which column they'd like to go down. So that Foundations course is open to our 9th graders, and then they can move into our 10th through 12th grade. 11th and 12th grade courses are all college level, college credit bearing courses. And then we have our capstone class, which is College Virtual Enterprise. We encourage every business student to take this class because it is actually creating a business. The kids come in, their first thing is they sit down, they come up with a business plan, and they actually have one student is going to be chosen as the CEO. Another student will be chosen as the CFO. We have another student who's going to be head of the marketing department. We have an accounting department. And they actually create a business. So they create this business, they have sales pitches, we all go and we watch them, do their pitches. It's actually a great time because the kids are so invested in their product or their business that they want to create. So we watch these presentations, and then they go all across Long Island and have fairs, virtual enterprise fairs, and they actually pitch their stuff to other schools across Long Island. So it's an incredible class that is that culminating aspect of business, which is just, you can't get a better experience than actually creating a business. So great business courses, but those ninth graders will start out in that foundations class to really figure out their path. All right? So if you have any questions about any of those things, please feel free to reach out to me or any of the teachers. Phenomenal staff. We're happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks. And now, Ms. Keene.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jennifer Keene. I'm the Director of Physical Education, Health, Athletics, and Driver's Education. In terms of physical education, every student in grades 9 through 12 must take and pass PE each semester to graduate. The structure and foundation of physical education is to promote a healthy lifestyle and encourage positive behaviors. We offer numerous options within the course for student choice and engagement while fostering lifelong fitness and wellness. Moving forward, once they're into 10th grade, they will then, so health education is for 10th through 12th grade, but you don't have to worry about that just yet. It's, their options are either every day for a semester or every other day for a year, and that's based on your child's schedule and availability for it to fit. And our health course covers the makeup of the human body and its functions while enforcing key concepts of properly maintaining and promoting a healthy lifestyle in a continually changing environment. Any questions? Great. Up next, we have Dr. Maura LaChance.
Good evening, everyone. So if you have a child that's coming to the high school with an IEP, the programs and procedures are fairly similar to what you've experienced in middle school. The Committee on Special Education individualizes each student's IEP to ensure that we're really individualizing instruction to their unique strengths and needs. All decisions for your child's program will be made at their annual review meeting that will occur in the spring. And I always just caution, by spring, we really mean February 1st to about May 1st. We try to conclude annual review meetings. And the purpose of that is just because the programs and services that we offer are solely based on recommendations at CSE meetings. So we just want ample time to plan to ensure success of each child. The programs that we have, like I said, are similar. We offer resource room, we offer integrated co-teaching. Even if your child does not have an IEP, they might have had the benefit of being in an ICT class, because there's students with and without IEPs in an ICT class, and it's taught by a gen ed and a special ed teacher. We also have our special class program. And then we have a hybrid in terms of your child could be in both special class and ICT. So they might have a real strength in math, so they might need less support in math. They might be in ICT for math, but they might need a little bit more support in their other subject areas, so then they'll be in special class for those. So really, it really is tailored to their unique needs. The other thing we do have at the high school is our ACE class, our Academic and Career Exploration class. This is for students with IEPs only. It is a class that works on functional academics, it works on vocational skills, it works on transition skills, and really to make students as independent as possible as they prepare for life after high school. That's something we try to keep in mind often as students are getting older and they're progressing through their academic career. At our meetings, we look at our program modifications and accommodations. And modifications really alter what is learned, where the accommodations alter how something is learned. And what we try to look at it each year is not to roll over the same accommodations and modifications. We need to look critically and see what is needed. And as students advance through their academic career, we try to make them more independent. So students might need prompts to refocus and redirect, And as they get older, towards the end of their high school career, we try to make them more independent. So what that might look like is then maybe having a checklist, so they could self-monitor themselves as opposed to using prompts from a teacher or an aide, for example. We have a lot of support in terms of special education. There's a lot of great resources for you. So if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can reach out to me, as well as we have 2 psychologists in the building, Dr. Caitlin Wong and Miss Agnes Lemire. They're wonderful resources, as well as the special ed teachers. So if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And at this time, I can introduce Mr. Muzio.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Frank Muzio. I'm the Director of Guidance and Family Consumer Sciences, and welcome to Wantagh High School. I see some familiar faces. I see some new faces. So welcome. For your student who's entering 9th grade, there will be 2 options. As you can see, we have 2 strands. We have a culinary strand, and we have a child development strand. Most 9th graders, as they enter the high school, have about 4 half-year slots or 2 full-year slots for electives. And you've heard a lot about a really great electives that we have in all of these departments. And I count Family and Consumer Sciences among them. In the culinary strand, a student in 9th grade would take Culinary Foundations. And that happens to be right out to your right. There's a classroom, 110A, and in that classroom has 4 kitchens. And some of your children have taken Ultimate Chef, which is similar. And it has 4 kitchens as well. But what we'll do in Culinary Foundations is we'll expand their knowledge of culinary arts, and they'll learn advanced chopping skills, let's say, safely. I often marvel at the other things that they learn while they're learning how to cook. Like, I'll walk in on one of these classes, and there'll be students measuring either dry or liquid measurements. They'll be learning about cultures, and there's always a unit on cultures whenever we do something like crepes, or we'll do something like homemade pasta, or we'll do something like chicken stir fry. So they're learning about those things. They're learning about literacy. They're learning about nutrition by doing alternate recipes to things that they eat every day, and understanding how much sugar and salt and sodium are in our everyday diets and how to limit those things. But most of all, they have a whole lot of fun. And our kids love these classes. And I really enjoy going in there and watching them learn. Another thing they learn is teamwork, because after 40 minutes, they've created a product and they've cleaned 4 kitchens, which is amazing. And they can't do that without having a tremendous amount of teamwork. In our other strand, the students would take adolescent development. And I love this class because it teaches students about themselves. You know, they're going through adolescence as they're learning about these different stages of development, moral development and physical development and so on. But included in the adolescent development curriculum is the other parts of our child development and the college level child development, which is something we call play group. Play group every Tuesday and Thursday has toddlers from this community come in, and they'll go into 110D, which is also to your right outside these doors. And our students interact with these youngsters. And through those interactions, they learn about motor skill development. They learn about language development. They learn about separation anxiety in different stages of child development. And it's really wonderful to see. It's organized mayhem, I must admit, but it's an awful lot of fun, and our kids do get a lot out of it. And many students who take that adolescent development, then they do go on to the child development course and then ultimately into the college level course. So please take a look at our course catalog if you'd like to learn more about these courses, and certainly give me a call or an email if you'd like to discuss them. I am the Director of Guidance, primarily, and as you can see, we have a lot going on. Over the course of 4 years, I hope that you take part in our evening programs. I hope that you take part in our parent outreach. We do offer either virtual or in-person meetings for all parents grades 9 through 12. So we hope that you take advantage of that. But with all the things we have going on in the guidance department, our primary role is not even listed. And that is, we are available to students. And just like the middle school guidance office, the high school guidance office is almost never empty. We have students who come in all the time, and some of them ask us about colleges. Some of them ask us about careers. Some of them ask us really about the courses that they're able to take for next year. And we try to do our best to give them accurate information and help them figure out things as they navigate their way through high school. One of the things that I'm most proud of with the high school program is my next slide, is the freshman experience program. So as your child enters 9th grade, and they will have a science and a lab that goes opposite that science, and in that 6-day cycle, they'll have 3 days of physical education, 2 days of a lab, and 1 day of the 6-day cycle will be this course called the freshman experience. Freshman experience is a non-graded course. They will not receive a grade for freshman experience. So we meet about 28 times a year, and in the course of that year, we've already done lessons on decision-making and stress management, to name a few. Now, the girl picture here, counting all that money, that's not real. But what we do with that is we tell the students, which is true, everybody on this planet gets 168 hours per week, and that's the truth. So we give students an envelope with $168 in it, and then we ask them to spend it. And they see how much time they spend on different things of their life, especially screen time. And then we ask them to make a schedule and maybe revise that. And the kids have a great time with it. We get all the money back, but it is fake anyway. But we love to do these lessons, and it really does a lot for me when I walk into a class like that and the students say, oh yeah, that's right, today is freshman experience day. So again, I think they really do enjoy it, and we do a lot of really cool lessons with them. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Assistant Principal, Mr. Nick Pappas.
Thanks. Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year, welcome. So you got a lot of information tonight from all of our directors about programs. You can find all this information on our school website. You can click here at About Wantagh High School on the school website, click course offerings, and it'll bring you to the curriculum guide. You can navigate through that and take a look at the various programs that were discussed tonight, and you could also reach out to the directors if you have any questions. So I'm going to talk a little bit about scheduling and what that process looks like for your child. All incoming 9th graders must be enrolled in a minimum of 8 academic periods with 1 period for lunch. So that totals 9. Here at the high school, lunch runs during periods 4 through 8. So they don't all eat lunch together. So that's something that we have that's different here, specifically because that will facilitate them getting all the courses that they need towards graduation. A lot of information will be sent to you by us in the next few months regarding scheduling, so please monitor your email with specific directions on how to access some of the recommendations and course requests that are communicated to you by our office. So the scheduling process for incoming 9th graders, so current 8th graders, is a little bit different just because incoming 9th graders will be getting recommendations for next year starting this month. So current 8th grade teachers haven't made those recommendations just yet, but they will be getting populated this month. An email will come out from me this week detailing what those recommendations look like. What I would like to communicate right now is that all 8th graders will be given a core set of recommendations. Those are English 9R, Global 1R, Earth Science, and Algebra 1R. Now, some of you may wonder, well, my kid is taking Earth Science and Algebra right now in the middle school. That's going to get changed when the teacher modifies the recommendation, but to populate those recommendations initially, they're going to be given those 4 initial recommendations. I wouldn't worry too much about that until around January 20th, when those middle school recommendations are going to get solidified by all the middle school teachers. Then you're going to start seeing that to be more accurate. The middle school counselors will begin meeting with 8th graders around January 20th, first in small groups, and then they're going to meet individually. At that meeting, they're going to be given a form, and that form will allow them to pick an elective or two of their choice for 9th grade, and they're expected to return that form back to the middle school guidance office by Friday, January 23rd. So they have a few days to kind of decide and prioritize what electives for next year they want to take as freshmen. And then with that form and with the recommendations that are being populated by the teachers, they meet with the counselors one-on-one, and they really put a schedule together that makes sense. Now at that point, after that process, I will be sending out an email to you guys right before February break that illustrates and shows and communicates what courses your child requested for next year. And at that point, students and families have about a week to change their mind. And maybe they decided to take something else. Maybe they wanted to change a level for whatever course. That deadline is Friday, February 13th, which is the Friday before February break. And that's a hard deadline because once we return back from February break, we really kind of take all of that information of all the course requests, and we start to make staffing decisions based off of those course requests. Now, March through May is the time where I take all the information, I build the master schedule, and if there are some changes in heart, which does happen every year, we do have students that change their mind in terms of what they want to take even after that February 13th deadline. At that point, they still can change their mind and take another course, but it's not a guarantee because once the schedule is built and that gets released in end of May, beginning of June, students can change their mind, but it's not a guarantee because courses are placed in specific slots. 8th graders will have an opportunity to meet all the high school counselors in the spring. They do push into social studies classes, I believe, in the spring, and they introduce themselves. They go over the freshman experience course that Mr. Musio just communicated with you guys. And then they'll meet their individual guidance counselor in August at freshman orientation. Schedules are also released on the portal in August, and all the information regarding policy, level changes, add drop policies are also going to be communicated in everything that is released to you guys, both with course requests and with schedules that are made. With that being said, I'm going to hand this over to Dr. Gazzone to wrap up. Yeah, you have a question? Sure. Yeah, it comes home with them. So they're gonna the middle school counselors are just gonna give them the form. It lists all the electives by department that they can take. So a lot of the electives that were shared this evening are gonna be on that form, and they'll have an opportunity to prioritize all those electives, and then they go in. Yeah. Any other questions regarding scheduling before I turn it over to Dr. Gazzone? All right. Well, thank you so much.
Okay, just for this last piece, I always think it's important to highlight the great work of our PTA organizations. So we have SEPTA, we have the Wantagh Booster Club, the Wantagh 612, and our Wantagh Performing Arts Booster Club. They do amazing work for the students of Wantagh. They support them in ways that the district can't, and we're very thankful. And if you're connected to these programs in some way, I really encourage you to consider membership officially for that. So with that, I am going to open up the floor to any questions. You could still ask scheduling questions if you have questions about scheduling, or if you have any questions about any of our programs. Feel free to raise your hand. If no questions, that means we did an excellent job. No questions. Going once. Going twice. 3 times. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. I was on 4 though. You went on 4. Okay, I'll take it. Go ahead. Sure. Okay, yep. So the question I have here, I'm just repeating for people at home. The question is just about for fall sports when tryouts are. The tryouts would be in August. So you would get some notification for signups through Ms. Keene's office, through I think it's Family ID, and then basically through that notification on tryouts will go out. But the tryouts are typically in August, not at the end of this year, and not in June, in August. Okay. Any other questions? Nope. All right. All right. So we look forward to seeing everyone at the for orientation in August when they drop off your children, and we're gonna have a great time. All right. Enjoy. You feel free to reach out to us at any time, though. Thank you.